Yeah, hello everybody. Here we go with our next lesson, 11-2. Okay, so pull out the notes if you have them. Faith and belief is our words of the week this week. Faith doesn't mean the absence of fear. It means having the energy to go ahead right alongside the fear. And so when we say the word faith or belief, some people think about religions, people think about relationships, some have lack of faith. But one thing, especially at these times, you have to have faith and belief in yourself. You also have faith and belief that we can get through this. And one thing, when we have tough days at the Tom household, what I try to do is just focus on today and make today count. Live every day like it's your last. Make today count. So faith and belief, have great faith and belief in yourself, and great things will happen. If you have time to look up The Man in the Mirror, and you read the poem, it should be online, and you tell me the author, on Schoology, just message me the author, I will give you bonus points for that. Some of you might want it on your quiz. Some of you might not have taken your quiz yet. You could still get partial credit for it. But here's our answer to the quiz. I don't know, Mace, sometimes it's a little blurry.
I got
Our
it.
iPad comes out really clear, and then we lose some of the blurriness once I put it through YouTube. But the biggest mistake we plugged in correctly. You guys did a pretty good job plugging it in. I know that worksheet wasn't great. This week's is a little bit better. Next week's will be even better. But this was our biggest mistake. We have to multiply on the right side first, starting with the -2. So then it became negative, and negative is a positive 480.28. But even if we were in school every day, you guys would, some of us would still have that as a mistake. Overall, really nice job. So if you did do your quiz incorrectly and want to get more points, please take a look at your mistake, do it, we'll plug it in, and the answer should have been 34.2. Okay? So you guys can pause that. If it's too blurry to read, please ask me, message me, and then I'll get that straightened out if we can. All right, so we are on 11-2. All right, these are our notes. The first page of the notes, I'm just going to go through kind of quickly and then just try to get into the action so you guys know what we're doing. And stick with me, this is a little bit confusing. What we are doing today is setting up what we call frequency tables, okay? So a fancy word for that is frequency distributions and their graphs. But today we're just going to work on the tables. And the big thing with this lesson today is that frequency tells us how many times something happens. That's called its frequency. So we eat how many meals a day? Some of you 3, 2, 1, some endlessly like me. That's one thing I got to work on being home is eating too much, right? Oh boy. All right, so frequency distribution. Now, these are your notes, so you can read through these with me. You can read through what we're talking about here as a little bit of a explanation of what I'm going to do. But basically, we are looking to make our own intervals. So the first thing on our notes today is taking a look, and I have the blank one here, constructing a frequency distribution. Now, the number of classes is not given to you, and we will give it to you. The number of classes we're going to use for our example in our notes is 7. All right, so the sample data set lists the prices in dollars of 30 GPS system navigators. Construct a frequency distribution that has 7 classes. Okay, so there's our classes. They gave it to us. So that means down here, when we're making the table, we should have 7 boxes, which you guys can just look at. Now, we find the lowest score, the class width, and this is what I was telling you about. This is the hardest thing. Class width or interval. I like the word interval better. Okay? We take the maximum data, which on this example here is, I want to get the right one, $450. Okay, as I look at all these scores over here. So the maximum is $450. The minimum is how much? I'm looking at my notes real quick, 59. And now we're going to divide it by the number of classes they have. So 450 minus 59 is 391. How's this coming out, Mace? Okay?
Yep.
Divided by 7 comes out as an uneven number, 55.85. Now, this can get a little bit confusing. Each interval that we are going to make is going to be 56 numbers apart. All right, but what you have to understand, if I took the difference of 14 minus 9 is
Hold
5.
on, Dad.
Oh, I'm sorry. How's that?
Yeah, that's good. But your paper was covering it up.
Sorry, guys. 14 minus 9 is 5. But if I counted it 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, I'm actually talking about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 numbers. So that mathematically you have to be aware of when we're doing our intervals on the other side. Okay? Are we at 7 minutes or how are we doing?
We're at almost 6 minutes.
6 minutes. So we can get this thing started. So we take our lowest number. Our lowest interval was 59. That's the lowest price we saw. The largest was 450. Okay? So 59, is our lowest. Now remember, the number I had for intervals was going to be 56. Okay? But that's when we count. So this key number that I'm talking about is going to be 55. So we take 59 plus 55, and I get 114. So that's going to be my first interval. The next interval is going to be, what comes after 114? 115 plus 55. How much is that? 170. 171 comes after 170 plus 55 is 226. So I am creating a class frequency or the width for the intervals. And that should be about it. So you guys can finish this up as we start our new video. Okay, thank you.